Well, there's not gonna be an intro to this or a walk-in. And so, thank you guys so much for clicking this video, and also welcome back to part 15. And sorry guys, I didn't make a video yesterday. It was 4th of July, so happy late 4th of July to you guys. I hope everything well and you didn't get too drunk or whatever you did. You know what I mean? Everything was safe and everything. And so yeah, like the video for me and let's get started. So, to recap of part 14, Gabe was in this, like in the middle of this, because Kat was telling lies to him and to me, saying, oh, he was on her side and all that bullshit, right? And so we were just battering back and forth. Then it really showed how Kat was really, which wasn't really, I mean, it was bad, but it's like, you will see how she is. So I explained in the last video what I did wrong and all my mistakes. Basically, just if you want to see it like in depth, then click the video. It'll be linked in below. And so basically, I just did is teasing, make fun of, and just little stuff like that, right? Not really big stuff. Like I didn't cheat. I didn't do anything like that. I didn't make her do anything that she wanted. I didn't do anything like that. Just small stuff. Then she just kept bundling up, and then that's how she did this, and she broke up with me and all that stuff. Was one of the main reasons why. And then last video too, her and Dylan was friends at first. I talked about that, and basically he took advantage of her, all that bullshit. And then Kat's giving me a 50-50 chance. I literally gave y'all the screenshots of that in the last video, but it wasn't fair because she was just trying to manipulate it, and she cheated on me during the 2 weeks, and you know, give her another chance because she was just trying to get me mad. So she would say, oh, you didn't change, I'm not gonna give you a chance, right? And so then what hurted me of last video was she said people like you don't change, and which is completely false because like look at me now, like I'm very different now. I never went down. Of course I went down, but overall I'm a way better person than I was a year ago. You know what I mean? I just take stuff really for not granted, like before all this happened, and so it really grew on me. And so she changed, and you will see all this stuff. She changed, and through the beginning, just a beginning. And when I said Gabe got into this, I didn't show y'all these screenshots of last time, but basically here you go, right here. Basically telling, you know, how she is, like basically saying, oh, he's on my side and all that stuff. No one will tell you the truth and all that stuff because I can't handle the truth. And so basically she was just trying to make me feel some type of way, right? The first screenshot is she telling me that Gabe said, hey, don't go for your ex or go back because I was abusive shit. Let me get this straight. Gabe did not tell me that at all when we got reunited again. He told me all the truths and all that shit, right? So that's her trying to say, hey, I'm trying to manipulate Jacob and all that other stuff, right? Which is completely false, like what she said. She was just trying to get me and Gabe, you know, out of it, right? So, my first point of this video is I was asking people what they would do in this situation where they broke up with someone. What would you do? Either be single or heal into, or go for another person. And so the screenshot's gonna be right here. I don't have to describe it. It's literally them answering what I said. So if she was for real hurt, right? Like, here's my main point. If she was for real hurt, she would stay single, right? She wouldn't have, she wouldn't get with Dylan or anything like that. She wouldn't, you know, get with another guy or even cheated on the other guy with me. You know what I mean? Just let that sink in. You know what I mean? Second point is I was getting more information and more truths when this all happened. I think this was like the third week when this all happened. So I did my shit back to her. Of course, I do have the screenshots, but I'm not gonna show y'all because it's just a very small thing. So remember I told y'all that she put Dylan on her Instagram and tried to get me mad of like Snapchat and posting him about that stuff. So I basically did the same thing back to her, telling like posting pictures about her, you know, like saying, oh, she's my baby and all that stuff. And on my Instagram, put cat with a heart exclamation point, basically saying, oh, I'm still with her and all that stuff, you know, just to get her mad, trying to flip on her, you know what I mean? And so we were just getting into fights after fights, and I just had enough of it. And I'll show you guys of how a bitch she is. So you'll see, I think four screenshots. And so it's gonna be right here. Basically, it's just her and us like arguing, saying how I treated her, because like, yes, like I told you, like she did drugs with me and all that stuff, right? She did weed and she did acid, right? All the times, right? I babysit her, I trip sit her only 2 times, right? And she only did acid twice. All the times she got high with me, I always had fun with her. All the times that I took care of her, I did her homework, you know, help her with classes, school, family problems, all that shit, right? I did everything like a perfect boyfriend would do, right? And she was like, oh, you know what any decent person would do if you care for someone like that. And then the second one's basically saying, me showing her screenshots of us, like the first 2 months of our relationship, how we was, and basically say, oh, was this a mistake? I mean, this wasn't a mistake. The other one was her saying, I was saying, Twitter, you agreed to this and to get back and fix it, what she didn't. Like, I'm showing you guys like what she did wrong and all that shit, you know, the full truth, you know what I mean, of how this unfolded. And then she was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then she like, la la la, I said something, and then she like, okay, fine, we'll be back and all this stuff, or we will talk if you leave me alone, something like that, right? And she said something in that too, like she petty for me, basically saying, oh, I just did it because I felt bad for you. Well, which is wrong, because clearly, if she petty for me, if she didn't petty for me, she would come back, right? And she'll still be toxic, right? And if she didn't, slash did, she was still like another dude, aka Dylan, aka the rebound, and went behind my back after she left. When she went to Arkansas, that's when they started liking each other, which I know of. You know, this is just my point of view. Of course, I don't know. I didn't hack into her phone, get into text messages when they were together or whatever in Arkansas. He was in Arkansas. He was in Texas. But yeah, I didn't know all that. So it's just weird how she said, oh, she petty for me. If she was really petty for me, she was just basically playing with my feelings, saying, oh, since he's sad for me and wants to get back together, I will do this, and basically try to ruin his life and all that stuff. But yeah, you determine all that for yourself. You the detectives in these videos, right? It's your opinion, and I'm just giving you the facts and the truth. So this is the truth. How you want to interpret the truth in this is You know what I mean? And so I thought that was weird of how she said she petty for me, but in reality she didn't petty for me, because she even agreed all this stuff, and then she wanted to come back and all that stuff to get back together and try to work it out. So that's not petty. Petty is I'm not even getting to that. So last point is I'm basically going to recall things, and this is when Dylan started to come involved. Well, I'm not really talking about Dylan in this video, really next video, when he started texting me, and then her talking about Dylan more, how they did their stuff, you know what I mean? And so proof that I will reestablish this for y'all. Proof that she agreed to the 2-week break. This is another screenshot. I think y'all seen this, but if not, it will be brand new. So here you go, right here. I didn't want to do this, and then I don't want to say I convinced her. Like, I didn't convince her at all. Like, this is on her own. I didn't convince her. I didn't say, hey, do this and I will do this for you. No, she did it on her heart. This is her choice, you know what I mean? So she did it. She agreed to the 2-week break, but yet when it was the first week into this 2-week break, right, she cheated on me. Well, that's when she started liking Dylan, right? Which is bullshit. And then yeah, she cheated on me. And so she said too that she wanted to be alone, which that's fine, you know what I mean? If she wanted to be alone, it would be as bad as I'm telling y'all, right? It would be fine if she would say, I want to be alone, I don't want to date anyone, all this stuff, la la la, which she was originally said to. That she didn't want anyone in her life, no boyfriend, she wanted to figure out on her own, you know, try to do this, and then she'll try to get back with me. Which, and then also too, like, I agree to that too, saying, oh, we need to better ourselves, we need to take a break, try to figure ourselves out, you know, mental awareness. And then after a couple weeks, months, whatever, try to come back, you know, not mad at each other, you know how it is, like, you see how aggressive we are towards each other, my bad. And so that would be fine, right? Like, most likely we'll be back together, right? If we will have done that, but that just didn't how it go. It just didn't went like that, because she started liking Dylan when Arkansas and all that stuff. And also too, you saw on the other screenshots that when she came back, we did couple stuff, right? I can't say anything, right? And then she says all this stuff, right? How you gonna, you know, make love to someone, right? And then like a few days later say, oh, I want to break up. You know what I mean? Like, that does not make sense. Of course, I, you know, did my stuff for legal purposes. So you will see it if you didn't see it already. I didn't know because there's so many screenshots in this video. And so, yeah, we will just try again, you know, for the second time, right? This is like if we didn't do the 2-week period. This is when it was just like, hey, I want to be alone. Like what she said on the Twitter and on Snapchat and all that stuff. I showed y'all. That would be fine. But she rebounded of Dylan, and on top of that she cheated, so on me, right, with Dylan. And so the screenshots will tell you how it is and what you know. So it's going to be 3 screenshots here, right here. Basically saying she wants to reestablish what I told y'all. She wants to be move on. She want no one. This is what, like, I think right when this the timestamp. So this is literally 3 days, 4 days after we broke up. She said this, right? but yet she lied to me, and then she liked Dylan and all that stuff. La la la. She was vulnerable. Like I told you, he took advantage of that, and then he was a band-aid. You know how it is. And then the second one, she would say, "I'll come back and talk," and that was on the 8th when she said that, right? Because she don't want to live this lifestyle of like negativity and all that stuff. She literally said too, we will try to work it out again after she broke the 2-week period. And then the other one is just basically me showing her what we had, right? The videos we had, just the cute stuff, right? Like the couple stuff, like me and her cuddling together, her being on top of me when I was laying down and all that stuff, right? Her sleeping with me, like, you know, she did that with me and then I did that with her, but mainly those videos you saw was me videotaping that on like Snapchat, right? Just a couple of stuff, right? And I just said this wasn't a mistake, like this was pure. And basically you read it, right? I don't want to get into it. And so yeah, and I can tell you right now, like, it hurt it. Even right now, like, I'm reliving my trauma because, yes, I do have PTSD, and I don't want to, like, linger this on, but, like, it does affect me doing these videos because I have to relive and redo and re-see everything that happened just last year, you know what I mean? And so that's why sometimes I don't want to make these videos, sometimes, you know, and other stuff too, right? So the screenshots are there, right? It's only one way to interpret the last 3, right, of how it was. And so yeah, that's really it for this video, because next video is really going to be about, let's see, like our mental health, her and this is when I started to get really suicidal again. She started to get real suicidal again. Of course, I didn't talk about this, but this was in between the 2-week period and what you see right now, so the 8th, so 3-week period, something like that. And this is also when next video too is when Dylan comes in. So that will be it for this video. A little more serious this time. So thank you guys so much. If you make it this far into this video, like the thumbs up and also share it to a lot of people. Share it with everyone, right? To your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousins, boyfriend, girlfriend, dead aunt, you know what I mean? Just send it to everyone that you know, and also to that people who knows me, people who don't know me, and also people who would call that knows a little here and there but really don't know. This is really the video this series is really talking about. So share it, right? This series and my story needs to be heard. So to all my viewers, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. I really like that shit. I thank you so much for supporting me. And yeah, that'll be it. So see you guys in part 16. I love you guys, and I'll let y'all know on Snapchat or Instagram when I'm making part 16. So see you guys, love you guys, and take care.